Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Jennifer Urezzio from soullanguage.us, and this is Stories with the Divine. There's been a whole mess of times in my life that I could point and say, there's proof that the divine knows who I am. And that's how I refer to my higher power. You can call it whatever you want. Universe, tree, Bob, God, cupcake, a rock. I don't care. I just know that it's so important for you to hear and understand and share and talk about those stories where we feel connected. And this show provides a forum for those narratives. Today, I'm with Alana McCara. Welcome. How are you?
Thank you so much, Jennifer. My privilege to be with you today.
I love it. So when was like that pinnacle moment of you going, yes, I'm really aware that I'm connected, that there's something bigger than just me, the human in this universe?
Well, it's been a long journey because I actually got deep into religion, and I thought that was the answer. So from the time I was 13 until I was 52, so we're talking 40 years, I was deep into religion. I prayed a lot. I saw a lot of prayers answered. I thought that was all there was. But in 2009, I went through a major shift in my life, a huge split, a crack, a disruption. And it was really confusing to me because up until then, I was married for 30 years. I thought I would always be married. I didn't believe in divorce. I had 7 children, and I, was in my mind just locked in, right? I wasn't happy, but that didn't seem to be any consequence.
That didn't factor in the equation.
No, it didn't at all. And so in 2009, October of 2009, I got this lightning bolt from God that just rocked my world. And I actually took me a few years to really absorb all of that because it went so counter to everything that I had believed or, held to in my very rigid box that I was in. And it's actually, the story is in 2 parts, so I'll just keep going along here. I got a call from an old friend. We had been so best friends. I mean, like locked together for several years, about 10 years. And in that period of time, we were in the same religion. And so we were really like mind melded.
Right.
And then my family moved overseas. We lost touch. She moved to another part of the country. It was just like one of those things.
Life happens.
Yes. And we went our separate ways, although we were both still in the same religion. So I saw an email from her. It was one of those little newsy emails she would send out like once a year. And so I saw that email come in. I thought, I bet she's at home, because it was a personal email. It wasn't just like an email program.
Right.
That was before that was even around. So anyway, I thought, she's at home. I wonder if I can find her number. And I went and I started looking, trying to find her number. I found it, which was a miracle. And then I called her, which was another miracle. And she picked up.
Third miracle.
Third miracle. So she had 8 kids. I had 7. So we were like pregnant at the same time, babies. So of course we went through the baby thing, house number 1, number 2, number 3. And it took us about 20 minutes to work through all the kids. And then at the end of the conversation, I said to her, well, my brother-in-law is living with us. He's been here now for 15 months, and she knew the family. She knew my brother-in-law. And I said, I don't know what to do because, things are not going well. And I can't get my husband's attention. I can't, he won't listen to me. And she said, that's what's wrong with you. She said, the whole time we've been talking, I've been thinking something is wrong. And she was very intuitive, and she said, you're about to have a breakdown. And I went, oh my God. She said, yeah, I can hear it in your voice. I had a breakdown a few years ago. I tell you, you are headed for a breakdown. You get out of that house. And I went, what? I mean, it was just like, whoa. Right. And so we got off the phone. She said, you do it and you call me when you do it. She was really tough on me. I hadn't talked to her 20 years. And I sat down on the edge of the bed and I went, You know, I've been trying to cope so hard that I forgot to check in. And she was absolutely right. She was so right. And that was on the 14th of February. On the 17th of February, I packed my car and I drove away.
Wow, fast.
Now, when I did that, I thought I was living in some kind of a dream world. It was a different reality. I didn't realize that I had jumped, you know, a bunch of timelines
Right.
and altered dimensions and all kinds of stuff. But I drove from Delaware to South Carolina. It was about 12 hours. I went to my sister. My sister's a licensed therapist. I thought, well, she can help me, which she did. And I wasn't thinking divorce at the time, but I was thinking I cannot go back. I
Right.
think I'm going to be separated for the rest of my life. You know, that was what I was thinking. And so I got to my sister's house. So that was step one of the journey. My world cracked, right?
Right.
And so as I was there for the next 2 weeks, my sister got me into with a therapist and we talked, you know, and I realized the dysfunction that I was in. I hadn't known it before. And I started to realize the depths of all that was happening. And, you know, just like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, the whole time. And then I had that other feeling back here, like God is really mad at you because you left the marriage and look at you now. And I hadn't had a job resume for 30 years. I was a
Right.
stay-at-home mom. What am I going to do now? Right. And I had no idea. And so as I was there at my sister's house, as loving, she loves me dearly. But, you know, I started getting that vibe, like that stress vibe, like, you know, I've been here long enough.
Right.
And so I got in my car one day and I can remember so well sitting there holding the steering wheel and saying, I need a place to live. And I wanted to go and get my dog. I didn't have my dog with me, but I wanted to go get my dog. And so I had my list of things, you know, I need a backyard, I need this, I need that. And I literally spoke that out loud as I was sitting in the car. And then I said to God, you tell me where to go. If you tell me to turn right, I'm going to turn right. If you tell me to turn left, I'm going to turn left. And I set off. We got up. I was in Charleston, South Carolina, and I was heading up 26 for anybody who knows the area. And when we got a little bit north of Columbia, I was alone. I got off the exit. My sister used to live in a little town near Columbia, South Carolina, and I knew that area a little bit because South Carolina, you can get lost in the woods pretty quick.
Yeah.
So I got off. I stopped at one of those little gas stations and I got a paper to see if there was anything for rent. I didn't see anything. So I just got back in my car, went down, turn right, turn left, turn right, turn left, whatever. And I saw a railroad track and I thought, if I follow the railroad track, I won't get lost. So I went down for, I don't know, 2-3 miles. And then I saw a crossover. And so I went down the other side and I just kept looking for a little rent sign in the yard. After a while, I thought, you know, this is not working. I need to turn around or something. And there was no turnaround, but there was a right turn. And I thought, well, if I turn right, I'll cross the railroad track somewhere down here. And so I turned right and maybe a half a mile down the road there on the right was a little for rent sign. It was a little trailer in the woods. There were some really nice houses on that road, but it was like a throwback, you know, from the olden days. It was a pretty old trailer, but it hit all the notes, and on there was a little number, a phone number. And so I just pulled in the driveway and I called the number on my cell phone. You know, this is back in the day of the BlackBerry.
Yeah. So it sounds like you went from this rigid, strict view of God to something more personal, something more intimate, something more
Yes.
that was really in your life, making in quotes a difference, showing up, right? And being really
Yes.
connected. So how has that moment then expanded the rest of, because I know you said that was a long time ago, 209, but if you were 52, then I don't do math in my head. Like, you don't look if I'm doing the right, like, you don't look that old, but like, you look really damn good. So how does that experience of being held, of being literally directed by the divine, how has that
Wow.
allowed you to grow and really transform your life? And how do you continually use it without kind of falling into pattern?
Wow, so good. It took a few years of shedding off, a bunch of stuff. I found out that we have layers and layers and layers of stuff over us. And once we release this beautiful soul that's here, we are so powerful to manifest things. And I went from a scared housewife, shaking in my shoes, to now an entrepreneur. I'm totally supporting myself and have a very nice lifestyle with my ghostwriting, editing, and now I am a hypnotherapist, and I'm in doing the spiritual work for people as a practitioner. I'm an ordained minister myself, not just following in my husband's footsteps. And although not attached to any religion anymore, it's
Right.
direct.
Right.
And as I have been able to shed off, and also the miracles just kept on going, right? I have been, I feel younger. I feel more energized. I feel like I am being renewed constantly in my body, in my mind, in my spirit. And it just gets better and better.
Yeah.
It just gets better and better and more effortless. I always thought that if you have a higher vibration, that means you're working up more energy. But what I found out is the higher vibrations are so relaxed and
Yeah.
calm and
Because you're one with everything. And then you
yes.
just go, oh, I like to have a shake, and it appears. Not that directly, but right. But like,
Yeah.
that's really important. And here's the thing. Some of us need the structure of religion to be that could be connected, right? Some of us do it in our own church, so to speak. It doesn't really matter. The whole point here is that connection, right? Not feeling rigid, feeling one with everything, feeling that vibration of peace, love, feeling in the flow. That comes from knowing that you're one with whatever you call your higher power, right?
Mhm.
That doesn't come from, oh my God, if I step out of this rule, I'm not going to be loved by God, Universe Tree Bob, Cupcake, right? So,
Yeah.
everyone, if you're treating God, Universe Tree Bob like Santa Claus or a white knight in shining armor, your relationship with that thing in the sky needs a little adjusting. So, as we're wrapping up, I've got a couple last questions for you. One, let's give out your website because you listed a whole bunch of really groovy stuff that you do. So, let's give out your website so people can reach out and get to know you in a deeper way.
Thank you so much, Jennifer. It's just my name, lanamccara.com. Yeah.
Beautiful. And if there's one thing that you want people to remember from our conversation today about what you took away from your relationship with the divine, what would it be?
It's so soft and easy and gentle. There's no judgment. There's nobody's mad up there.
Right.
There's only love
Yeah.
and abundance.
Yeah. That's really important. I think so often, we are overrating that parental relationship with this thing called God goo, whatever, right? But
Mhm.
it's really just this consciousness, not a free will consciousness, right? This
Mhm.
consciousness that wants us to be happy, loved, and supported. But we have to participate in that, right?
Yes.
So thank you so much for sharing your story today. And wow, you've come a long way, baby, kind of thing. And I think that your story is a relationship story of courage and determination and a willingness to listen. Some people wouldn't listen, and oh my God, you must thank your friend almost every day,
Yeah.
because if she wasn't tough, you wouldn't have made that move.
Right.
Beautiful.
Absolutely. Yes.
Thank you so much for playing with us today.
Yeah.
Everyone, if you're interested in having a deeper connection with whatever you call your higher power, you can log on to soullanguage.us/gift of purpose. And that's an amazing tool to help you really connect to that purpose of who you are and why you're here. so you can have a deeper relationship with whatever you call your higher power. So again, my name is Jennifer Urezzio, and I'm the founder and spiritual director of Soul Language. So bye for now.